Yo, what is up? It's your boy RJ in the building, and today we're doing a highly requested Momoshiki guide. Now, Momoshiki has become one of my mains as I am learning not a new way of playing, but I'm trying to evolve the way that I'm playing, and I've taken a huge liking to Momoshiki because of it. I've learned a lot and a ton due to the fact of, in my opinion, the best Momoshiki player, as well as one of the best EU players, are also mentoring me in terms of my style, and that is Kidoa, also known as Django, who is helping me with that. So a lot of the stuff that I have learned has come from him, as well as my own discovery playing around with the character as well. So the last thing to mention is remember to like, remember to subscribe. Road to 1K by the end of the year. So please, if you are new to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button and leave a comment down below on how, and if you like the guide, or if you don't like the guide as well, you know, I accept constructive criticism. So without further ado, let's waste no time and get into the video. Okay, so Momoshiki. The heart of Momoshiki, and this is the backbone of his whole arsenal, is his jutsu, right? So in terms of his jutsu, like, this is something that you want to be utilizing as much as you possibly can. Now, this is something that I need to mention as well, right? And there's a lot of jutsus like this that people don't realize. Just because it goes full stream doesn't mean that you can use it as a zoning tool, right? Now, the reason why you can't use Momoshiki's as an aggressive zoning tool, should I say, is because it has no tracking on it, right? There's times where you can double jump and it goes straight over like this. It doesn't curve to the left, it doesn't curve to the right like a fireball or anything like that. So for that reason, doing something like this and dashing with it from the back of the map isn't going to really be something useful. It's not going to do anything. They're going to walk to the side a little bit and then there's going to be no use. So you cannot use the jutsu as a zoning tool. However, if you have the health lead, then it is a pretty good defensive tool. So due to the fact of Momoshiki jumping up, if you time it right, so let's say they dash and you jutsu at the right time, they will dash off the floor. So they will do a dash sending them up basically. What that provides means is that they can't stop their dash because they're not on the floor. On the floor, you can stop their dash, you can jump, do you know what I mean? But if you're in the air and you dash, whether it's from the air, from the floor to the air, or from the air down to the floor, you cannot stop your dash, which means that you will dash right into that Momoshiki jutsu. So using it as a defensive option is still a very good thing that you can do as well, but you are left unsafe, so you need to be aware of that too. They can punish you from the air and they can punish you just as you land on the ground as well. So I would only recommend this for if you have the health lead and you got the distance as well to back it up. So that way, if it doesn't hit, let's say you miss, then they will really struggle to get to you from across the map. Now, since we're on the topic of defense as well, you want to pair his jutsu with his tilt, in my opinion. With his tilt, he gains some chakra and he can also absorb any projectile, whether that be kunai, certain tilts and jutsus, and I think certain ultimates as well. It will go straight through. He has when he does this, he is invincible. So even if he is hit from the back, the hit will not connect until the end of his of the animation, should I say. So even doing this up close for that reason isn't always a bad idea, even though it is a bit slow and you are unsafe when you do it. Doing this for that reason, like, people might mistime the punish, it's still a pretty good thing to do in my opinion, as you can also convert off the tilt as well. But in terms of defense, I think it is really good because it doesn't add any block pressure to you, as well as it gives you chakra as well. So you pair those two things with the supports that you have and the jutsu, then you got a pretty good defense going on. And obviously you want to implement the switch as well, right? So those are in terms of his defensive game, that's what you want to utilize his most, his jutsu paired with the tilt and the switching as well, due to the fact that his jutsu works really well with switching, due to the fact of how far he jumps back, which we'll get into right now regarding his aggression. Now, Momoshiki, in terms of his combo damage, doesn't have the highest like damage. A bit like Sasuke, but Sasuke's is the worst. Sasuke's mainly like does damage in his down combo the last 2 hits. So if you do it after here, the last 2 hits is where the damage is at, and even then it's not that great. Momoshiki still has some damage to work with, especially with his down combo, but to maximize your damage, again, like I said, the heart of his arsenal is his jutsu. That is how you want to maximize his damage, right? So you can connect his jutsu from his 4th hit, and you will probably get more damage than doing the actual combo itself. Now, something I want to mention, and this is a universal thing, when you buffer a jutsu, so you if for those who don't know who a jutsu buffer is this right here, but again, because this is a how to play video, I'm gonna assume everybody knows. If you want to learn about jutsu buffering, well, again, let me know in the comment section. And if you're like, what's a jutsu buffer, let me know in the comment section down below, basically, if you want me to cover that. But when you jutsu buffer, your jutsu actually does more damage than if you do the jutsu in itself, or if you even don't do a jutsu switch. It has to be a buffer. So for that reason, if I do his most damaging down combo, well, I can't do all of it because I got it on ultimate, but it'll probably do like 1/3 of the green bar, right? But if I do this instead, look at the damage. Because that jutsu comes in, and I can still convert off of the jutsu because you can't recover out of Momoshiki jutsu hitting you, you're really maximizing your damage to the point where you can get in a matter of seconds, like I messed up there, but in a matter of seconds you can get off quite a bit of damage, as well as obviously sub-trapping your opponent. Obviously, as you saw when I did the 1-hit buffer, I messed up there, but I did an attack. But if you throw a jutsu and they sub the jutsu, they'll sub the jutsu. Not if you throw a jutsu, if you throw a kunai, right, from the buff. If you see how I throw kunai that time, if that was an opponent and they subbed the kunai, they would have subbed the kunai right into the jutsu. Do you see what I'm saying? So because if someone realizes, oh, that jutsu does a lot of damage, they don't want to hit by the jutsu. You throw kunai, mess up their timing for the sub, boom, they sub right into the jutsu, and you can still convert off it too. So that's something that I would say that you want to definitely learn if you're playing Momoshiki. And essential to him is you want the 1-hit buffer to his jutsu. You definitely want to learn that for its aggression, because it provides so much. You can convert off it, the damage is insane off it as well, for the quick amount of damage that you can get as well. So apart from that being the main thing, obviously you want to get, if you get your down hollow stepping, because obviously it gives you infinite like this, where you got an infinite to work with as well. If you cannot hollow step, then you are able to jump and walk forward like this, and you can use a tag as well. So if you was to ninja move, use a tag, you can do it that way too. But ideally you want hollow stepping, because as it costs nothing basically, and you're able to add in a tag if you need to. So if you want, you can add in a tag there, and that maximizes your damage. So you can do hollow step into tag buff, like jutsu buffer. I messed up there again, but you can do the jutsu buffer that I spoke about for more damage, stuff like that. So yeah, so in terms of his aggression, that is mainly what you want to do. You want to implement his 1-hit jutsu buffer, but if you say you can't do that, then 4 hits into jutsu switch works the same as well. It's just that you will not get the damage, you will lose out on the damage, right, in terms of Momoshiki. So yeah, so everything outside of Momoshiki, if you use those things alone, then your Momoshiki will be really good. Like I said, you want to implement his jutsu, that is the heart of it. You want to implement switching as well, due to the fact that he jumps all the way back. People are gonna not see that happen. If I ninja move at the right angle, right, I'm gonna do this. So if I ninja move at the right angle and get like a jutsu switch going, people might not see that up close, you know. So It's just because he jumps so far back. The jutsu takes a longer time to get to you. If I do this right here, it's right next to you. There's stuff obviously I can do, but compared to this, like the jutsu, and there's a good example of the tracking, by the way, but the jutsu is all the way back, so it gives you time to do more things basically. So yeah, so in terms of Momoshiki outside his awakening, that is kind of what you want to utilize of you know, as a general perspective. Again, because this is a how to play, I'm not going to go too in depth with everything, but that is a good foundation to play on regarding. The only thing that I'll probably mention, come to think about it, is in terms of his guard pressure. So after his third hit, you can ninja move out the combo. So after this, if you hold block and just move your analog stick, you can ninja move out the combo, dodging the landslide being the fourth hit, right? But this is where a 50-50 plays in, right? If they ninja move, what I would say to do is after that fourth hit, I would suggest the dash stop. If you learn how to dash stop real quick, they'll ninja move. Good players will try and read the counter, and then that is where you dash stop, you stop, and then you attack again. You see what I'm saying? Or you dash stop, you stop, jutsu switch. You see what I mean? Like, there's stuff that you can do to kind of prevent that, but that's where the 50-50 is, because if they then don't counter, right, then you can easily just, instead of dashing, you could blue dash after, so to catch them if they don't counter, and then could convert with your other character. As well as if you just finish the up combo, the up combo will actually sometimes track them, and you're able to still convert off of the up combo. As well as if they just hold guard, then wait 1 second, if they just hold guard, then you're able to still pressure them after the up combo if they don't want to take that chance basically. So his guard pressure, for that reason, yeah, you can ninja move out, but if you condition your opponent well, then he has some insane guard pressure with his up combo, allowing you to convert as a combo, or even as a from guard pressure as well with Momoshiki. So yeah, in terms of Momoshiki, like, that's really about it. If you can utilize, like in my opinion, he is a hard character to utilize. He is gonna take some practice. You're not just gonna pick, like, even as a skilled person fighting another skilled person, you're not just gonna pick him up and do well. You have to actually understand him and you know, have the execution to play him, and the ideas and the setups. Like, you have to be smart with him. He's not someone you could just pick up and play, in my opinion. So I think the last thing to cover is his awakening, so let's get into that now. Okay, so in terms of his awakening now, right? So his awakening actually, again, is just like his normal combos. You can actually ninja move out of his combos as well. So even though, again, like, this game is a bit different. So the main time where you want to use his combos is you want to read their ninja move with his awakening action. And what his awakening action does on hit, to why I say this, is it gives you this first stun right here that you can then convert off of, if that makes sense, right? So if someone's holding block and they ninja move and you're able to read the ninja move, then you can do this and convert off of that with the combo basically, right? So that is what you mainly want to do when it comes to his awakening in terms of his combos. But as a whole, he is more of a character for neutral, not for combos, right? And this is where, again, his one hit buffer still comes into play. Due to his jutsu being so strong, which is this, it has a lot of damage, it has a lot of tracking on it, is huge, so which makes it hard to dodge. If you're able to do his one hit buffers really well, if you're not like me, yeah, so if you see, right, if you're able to do this one hit buffer, it can be annoying to deal with basically, because it's really big, it gets in the way. You're able to do whatever you want with this character, so they have to cater for this big ball of death coming at you, which can hit you for pretty much half of a bar, and as well as of you also being aggressive on them too. So that is something that you want to cater for. So his grab is really good due to how quick it is and you can't block it. It has a lot of range on it too, considering he literally, like, it's almost like a teleport forward. Now the thing is that this move doesn't really have that much tracking on it, so it's best used under block pressure or guard pressure, should I say. Like if someone's in guard pressure, considering like you don't necessarily, like I said, your guard pressure isn't your strong suit, right? That's Momoshiki, so you're not looking to guard pressure your opponent, but this gives you the option to give you Oki setups basically. Let me get them out the corner. So it gives you the parts to do Oki setup. So you hit this, and then you do the one hit jutsu buffer into when he wakes up, so that you can hit the grab and then you get the jutsu straight after. You know, it's a really good thing to do, because again, you want to force neutral with Momoshiki. It's not about guard pressure, due to the fact that he doesn't really have any guard pressure with this. So regarding his awakening, those are all the factors that you want to use. And if you realize, due to the fact that he has to switch a lot, he's very dependent on his team, so having another good point character in my opinion is essential. So like for example, Pain is really good with him, the last Sasuke is really good with him, Itachi is really good with him. That's something that you want to factor in. So that comes to the end of the how to play Momoshiki video. If you made it this far, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Please remember to comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, sayonara, and adios.